15 things you should never do in Indonesia. Being a tropical paradise, Indonesia is often objectified as simply a blissful destination to enjoy nature and adventure. But there are cultures, laws, and customs to heed, respect and comply with. For a safe, insightful and more delightful trip, pay attention to these important things you should never, ever do in Indonesia. Number 1. Never joke about race, religion, and ethnicity. The people of Indonesia come from a diverse range of ethnicities, cultures, and beliefs. A mutual respect, inward and outward, has been very crucial in keeping the nation at peace and harmony. It's never okay to insult a particular race or religion, especially in a setting so diverse with a history so long and complicated. Number 2. Never underestimate how spicy a meal can be. Indonesia is blessed with all kinds of spices, and many parts of the nation have lived with savory and spicy recipes for generations. So, when a menu says a meal is going to be spicy, mind you, it is going to burn untrained tongues or have you running for the bathroom the next morning. Number 3. Do not drink tap water. There's not a particular hygiene issue with Indonesian tap water and it's totally safe for showering and cooking, but it's just not made for straight consumption. Generally, Indonesians stick to the bottled or gallon water for their daily drinking, or you can also boil the tap water to make it potable. Number 4. Don't disrupt the wildlife. Indonesia is a sprawling archipelago, a mighty home for a wide variety of wildlife, from corals to birds. It would be very disgraceful for any tourist to do anything to disrupt the balance in any way. The conditions to respect the wildlife and nature may differ depending on the landscape, but as a general rule, always keep the cleanliness and order wherever you're going, even in the wild. Number 5. Don't ignore local customs. Many Indonesians still live traditionally, and even among the modern urban generations, many still uphold the customs of the cultures they come from. There is no single rule to respect local customs in Indonesia, it all depends on the locality and society. But here's something we can all do whenever you enter a new place or community: take time to first observe how people behave or interact. Number 6. Do not rely too much on credit cards. If you're planning for adventures, natural charms, cultural excursions and explorations, always have a proper amount of cash on you. Also keep smaller bills to tip your guides, pay for parking, or purchase small things or souvenirs you may encounter on the way. Number 7. Do not hitchhike. Hitchhiking is not a thing in Indonesia. It's not impossible to get a ride from strangers, but don't count on it when planning a trip. Also, be cautious about accepting an offer from a stranger. If you can't judge whether someone is offering a ride to help, or because they expect something in return, don't get into it. Number 8. Never forget to get travel insurance. There are several risks specifically related to being in Indonesia. Some are unfortunately too common: dengue fever, malaria, dog bites, food poisoning or motorbike accidents are really not that rare. We all wish that we won't need to claim on insurance. But, just like most insurance, it is better to have it and not need it, than to need it, but not have it. Number 9. Never give money to beggars. If you've visited some of the tourist spots of Indonesia, you would most likely have already noticed the groups of beggars congregating in certain locations. Some people choose to not give money to people in the street, because there is no way of knowing if they are beggars or not. It is well documented that some groups of these beggars are merely acting as part of a complex scenario of pickpockets and thieves. Just so you know, begging is illegal in Indonesia. Number 10. Never forget to haggle. When purchasing anything in a tourist spot, a seasoned tourist is aware that most of the items there are overpriced. You should always say no to the first price that the seller tells you. You will get to practice your haggling. Remember, the initial price is the higher price. You should offer to purchase the item by asking if you can purchase it at a lower price. Number 11. Never get barley belly. Barley belly or traveler's diarrhea can often be picked up in the first week of travel. This happens because you are exposed to new and unfamiliar bacteria and viruses. Barley belly can also be caused by consuming contaminated food and water. There are several things you can do to avoid getting barley belly, such as, only drink bottled or filtered water. Most middle to high-end hotels and restaurants are perfectly safe for tourists, but exercise caution when sitting down at an unknown restaurant. Number 12. Never wear flashy jewelry and other valuables. Theft happens in Indonesia, especially in the tourist spots. The thieves are typically on motorbikes and they would snatch the bag off the unsuspecting victim's shoulder. In some cases, victims have been dragged down the road and injured, or knocked over and subsequently beaten by the thieves. It would be best to leave your valuables in your hotel room. Number 13. Never forget to drink a lot of water. Being outdoors while Indonesia can't be helped, and add to that, Indonesia is a tropical country. You can get dehydrated, and may also suffer from heat stroke. But, heat stroke is easily preventable, just stay cool and stay hydrated. Number 14. Never forget to wear sunscreen. It is very easy to get a sunburn in Indonesia. This is due to the location of the country, which is near the equator. The sun's rays are very strong and the UV index is consistently high. Don't let sunburn ruin your vacation. Apply plenty of high SPF sunscreen frequently, preferably sunscreen with an SPF, sun protection factor, not lower than 40. Number 15. Never go out without bug repellent. Just remember, Indonesia is a tropical country. Since it is a tropical country, Indonesia also has a lot of mosquitoes. And mosquitoes bring with them varied kinds of illnesses, namely, malaria, dengue fever, and a variety of forest and jungle fevers. To fully enjoy your vacation without suffering from an unexpected illness, always remember to put on your bug repellent while in Indonesia.